wanga tegenda kukosebwa, enfuna y'abannamawanga yegenda okukola ki oba abatuuze yegenda okukosebwa, kubanga eggwanga lyo lijja kusigala nga lifuna ssente mu bulimi bwa kaawa, naye ng'ezo ssente tezijja kukulukuta kugenda wansi. Museveni ye kyafa tagamba nti tetugenda kutunda mwanyi, tujja zitunda, naye ye kyafa ssente ezo kulema kukulukuta kugenda wansi ku muntu wa wansi. Mu bannayuganda miliyoni 1.8 abakola ki
abafuna mu mwanyi obutereevu
anti households bagambye 1.8 million households eki amaka miliyoni 1.8 abafuna mu mwanyi, ati essente tayagala zikulukute kugenda wansi. Naye eri eggwanga ojja kuwulira nti Uganda etunda ebintu bingi, etunda gold, etunda minerals nyingi biki, naye gwe tejijja kutuukako. Kati oyiro biki, kati wakati awo Museveni wateeka oba bakaita ateekawo olugogo ne gadda sayidi ye tegagenda kukka wansi. Kati kyekino kyataddewo kyagezaako okuteekawo okulaba nti kati ebyenfuna by'eggwanga tebijja kuba bubi. Ojja biwulira naye ng'obiraba mu bajeti, obiraba mu bantu balala, naye nga okutuukako tebijja kutuukako.
President katukole ki?
Tumuggyeko.
Mumugyeko ne kalulu ali bayizonga treason.
Tukole tutya byonna tugende tukole tutya? Tukole tutya
Mumugyeko
mukiwulidde ffe kyatule bayagamba omuli ekyatuleeta wano kumuggyako oba tugambe kalegeza, because tetugenda kusigala nga tuli awo tuzanya byabufuzi bya opposition no, because ekizibu kye tulina ng'eggwanga tukimanyi. Omukulembeze gwe tulina ayagaliza abantu obwavu, kyekizibu kye tulina tukimanyi 100%, tukirabye. Nagezaako kyogera abantu nga tebakiraba, naye kati mumwanyi nayo mmemba wa parliament nga bagala ne wakimwagala abantu okubeera abaavu, naye nga nammwe mutandise okiraba, because bino byateekawo bugana amateekateeka, ate bakozesa legislation bateekawo amateekateekaawo biki, naye ng'omugaso gwakyo kuteekawo olugogo ssente zetuzikulukute nga zidda sayidi emu wano mu bantu abalimi zireme kutuukayo. Ndoza akuzeemu kati.
Thank you, Mr.
First of all, we have to tell you that if it's not broken, why fix it? UCDA had an agreement where they would get 1% of all the coffee exports, and they would levy 1% of all the coffee exports, so they would not get any money from government, so they were self-sustaining. So it was in their best interests to increase the amount of coffee exports, because when they increase the amount of coffee exports, then their percentage grew, their revenue grew, and they were taking care of themselves. So now, where is he going to cut on government, expenses by merging UCDA with Ministry of Agriculture? How is that going to cut government expenses? Number one. Number two, if I was to cut down on government expenditure and unnecessary, I would cut down on the ministries, 81 ministers, how many RDCs, how many RDCs. There are so many places to touch.
MPs.
Before even State House budget, before you go to Ministry of Agriculture. But I've told you that his timing is not accidental. Coffee prices have about doubled. Farmers are getting rich. There is nothing that wakes Museveni out of sleep than hearing that people in the villages are getting rich. He has worked very hard to keep Ugandan's peasant population at 70%. Very hard. There is no leader, as far as I'm concerned, in the whole world who burns the midnight candle to ensure that his people stay in poverty. Now, people can think it's greed. There is a bit of that, but that's not it. They can think it's inefficiency. There is a bit of that, but that's not it. It is just a deliberate policy to keep people poor, because that's the way he's going to rule in perpetuity. So now, all the arguments he's bringing, value addition, he has brought that before. I've told you that we had the best value addition in cotton, okay? And he destroyed it. Now he goes and says value addition. Everything he has apparently done are things which were done before. You remember the other day they were launching a train, an old train which is like a cargo train which used to carry cattle, but they are launching it now as a passenger train. Now then he closes Uganda Airlines because it's making losses, and starts Uganda Airlines when it's still making losses. Okay? and still getting money from Ministry of Transport, Works and Transport. Then he, like, there's nothing new. He destroyed things, now he's bringing them up in his image and wanting